The sun is hiding. But good run today. Had doubts of coming. Oh, glad I got it done. It says it's like under 60 degrees, which could be chilly, you know, for us Southern Californians. But I'm glad I came, man. Look at downtown, looks pretty clear. Actually very clear today. Look at those mountains. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. The snow's melting. It's beautiful, man. I mean, there's a lot of fresh water for us. We're blessed. Peace. The ones in the middle, I wonder what's so special about them. But it's crazy how they form a boomerang. It's kind of like they're racing or something. It's pretty awesome, don't you think? But I ran a mile under 7. First time I had done that in a while. I mean, that's what the app says. Like 6:50 something. I felt slow today, pretty tired. But hey, glad I got it done. Now I'm not sure if I want to do burpees. I want to do a lot of reading. And one of my books is ready at the library. One of the books that my therapist suggested. So I'll probably go take the bus to go pick it up. Right there is a little hill over here too. And that's where the wind picks up a lot of its breeze. Like on this road right here. It was very chilly right now. See the trees? But this little channel blocks the wind. So it feels warm in this little in-between trail right here. I always run the road. Maybe I should run this little part towards the hill. Maybe switch it up. But by this point, I'm just trying to finish. And most people walk back down the way I'm going. You know, just like in the road, you're going downhill, you're on the right. Or you just always stay on the right side in whatever direction you're going. There's a point on this hiking trail where people like to be on the left side because the left side is where you can see. So I think they like me at my job. I'm still part-time, but they've kind of put me in a position where I'm not going to be closing anymore, which I actually kind of like. I'd rather take an Uber in the morning and at night, you know. There's more people up in the morning than there is at night. But I guess they like, you know, they sent me for like the busy schedule during the day when plumbing could be hectic and it's very busy. And instead of it always being like, call plumber, call me, someone needs help. They send me by hire someone. I know a little bit about it. But there's a guy called Lucky Jim from that book I read called Lucky Jim. One person commented on it. She was actually saying that it was a book she had to read for her master's program. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? The book Lucky Jim? And another guy actually commented the other day and made me feel special. He's like, it's hard for me to read and it's hard for me to listen to those audiobooks that are just robotic. You know, that weird ass voice that never changes. It's not human like. He's like, man, I like how when I listen to you read, I can watch you and I can just see the humanness of the video, you know. It doesn't seem like it's so fucking redundant. It's like this crazy voice. Like, I guess they like the fact that I stutter sometimes and, you know, I might even have a pause in it, you know, or something. So that made me feel really good. That's kind of just reiterating my belief in myself and making me feel like I'm on the right track, you know. But back to what I was saying. So yeah, they're scheduling me so they like me, you know. The reason why I'm saying this is because I was thinking about my running. And they still give me a decent amount of days off. You know, like I said, I don't work full time. But last month, like on the 29th, my daughter came over, which was a Sunday. I didn't run. And then I had work the next day, early in the morning. I wasn't getting a lot of sleep. So I took 2 days off of running, but if I didn't, I would have made my 100 miles in 1 month mark. I'm trying to get over 1,000 miles of running in this year. But I would have gotten over 100 miles in January, but I made it to like 98 point something. So I missed it by 2 miles, which is fine. Like I said, I got work tomorrow. It's gonna start like a 4-day stretch of me working. And I'm gonna be working in the morning like a normal person. But I'm actually not gonna be opening, so I could take the bus. So I'm not gonna be having to get an Uber every single day. I think like next week I'm gonna have a couple days where I start at 5 o'clock in the morning again, before the buses run. And so anyway, yeah, like if it gets dark, I don't like running up the hill, so I'll just have to make sure I at least go running to keep my miles up, so that way I can make that 100-mile mark. I think I could get it over 1,000 miles this year for sure. I don't know about for sure, it's not gonna be easy, but I think I could hit it. Peace. I just walked down the hill, and walking up was an angel. You could tell she was like probably born from Mexico, but she looked like me, light skin. Oh my goodness. I told her hi and like passed by under my breath, said, "You're an angel." She was gorgeous. 25. That's it. 7. 8. 39. 100. Fuck the Chiefs.
Vitriol.
Apogee.
So I gotta return The Art of War and pick up the book. They sent me an email. The Art of War is due in 3 days, and a book that I called to have transferred from one library to the other is already in. So I'm gonna be pretty busy at work this week, so figured I'd go get it now. You know, I'm in the midst of reading 2 books. A really big one called Behold the Pale Horse. And I just finished chapter 3 of the 5 Love Languages of Children. This first chapter where they actually start speaking about the 5 love languages. The first one was physical touch. If you watch that video, I got pretty emotional. Some of my favorite books to read are actually the parenting books, because any human alive can relate, because we were all once a child. We're all human, you know, and they're very easy to understand. A lot of these parenting books, they use real life stories, you know, comparison to someone who maybe got love versus someone who didn't, and the 2 different outcomes that occur. So there's some of my favorite books, honestly. I read a couple, like this one. I remember the feeling of reading the other ones. And yeah, I made a video. I'm walking to the quarter bus, but I made a video. I didn't end up putting it out because those headphones that I found at the playground, if you guys watch my vlogs, they're the Apple headphones, but the ones with the cord. When I have it plugged in while I'm recording a piece of vlog or a piece of footage, it kind of affects the sound. And so I was speaking for like maybe 20-30 minute clip, because this past Sunday I was able to see my child, and it was difficult because she started crying. She didn't want to leave. And in that video I was more personal, obviously saying my opinion. And I'll save it just to keep this clip small, but yeah, it really affected me that she was crying. She didn't want to leave me. My sister said on her way home, she was saying that was too short. Like, she really didn't want to leave, you know. She wanted to stay more with me, and if that means anything, it should mean that I'm a good father and my family's at least happy when she's around. And yeah, it kind of contradicts my daughter's mother's decision to not let her stay the night because she thinks she gets mistreated when she's over here, which people's opinions vary on mistreatment. So there's also a subconscious mistreatment of isolating your child, leaving her alone with the internet. Hey, there's a hat right here. Looks clean, you could clean it. Fat flying pig. Oh, it's kind of a little dirty. So anyway, she was very sad to leave me. And what else was I going to speak about? Oh yeah, when she came over, like I said, I grew up in a home that didn't really make me feel comfortable enough to be myself in that home. You know, i.e. reading books out loud, caring that they're judging me reading these books. And, you know, I guess I needed some re-encouragement because of me having my confidence being killed outside the home, you know. But I never got that extra love that I would have needed to reassure me that it's not true, you know. If my family loves me, that's all that matters. And so I don't feel comfortable reading, making music, singing out loud, even talking on the phone in front of them. I never really felt comfortable. As weird as that sounds, you know, I always hated like my own voice. I always second guessed it, being self-conscious. Hey, what's up, boss? But getting that bus, I think I'm making the bus on time. Should probably hurry up. But anyway, like when my daughter came over, I just wanted to stay in my little square. As my mother, before my daughter showed up, she was having her episode where that tone of voice that I really, really dislike, that triggers me. She was pretty much stressing out my dad. She was like treating him pretty badly. I don't think that's the bus. I think that's like one of those Amazon looking vans. Thought it was the bus. Hello. But he's selling stuff. And so I was already feeling like pretty upset. And then when my daughter came over, I was just thinking about my situation, feeling clamored and feeling stuck in that little square, and really wishing I had my own space where my daughter could have a yard, and, you know, I could be in my own space where I'm not second guessing myself. I could sing and teach my daughter music and get her to express herself and paint and make a mess. And I think it is the bus, and not care, you know. But since I felt restrained, I felt in prison, and so I started feeling a certain way. And then all of a sudden my daughter like encouraged me to get up and dance. She's like, Dad, let's turn the lights off and close the window. And she has this little toy, this little Minnie Mouse toy that it like spins in circles, and there's like 4 modes on it. And one of the modes, she starts singing and spinning in circles and projecting a light. And it was really cool. And like when I was really feeling frustrated and just irritated at my existence, like at the right time, the right moment, my daughter, she either felt it or she just wanted to encourage me to dance. And she's like, let's dance. And then I actually got up. I had my cup of coffee in my hand, and even though I was still feeling pretty bad, I said, no, I'm gonna get up and not just be sitting here like this, and at least let my blood start flowing. So you know, in the little room I stay in, and the little bit of space her and I had, I was just spinning in circles and moving my hips and moving my arms. And I use it as like a moment of exercise. Like I was like stretching my neck and stretching my arms and touching my toes and bending my knees and dancing and just not caring, just expressing myself. And my daughter was doing something funny. She was looking in the mirror and like she had this little skirt, like this dress skirt, and she was like twirling the little skirt part and like looking in the mirror and using her hands and doing facial expressions, showing her personality and her character. And it was even making me so proud, and it was making me kind of giggle with joy. And I even thanked her for that. And that was just a beautiful moment we shared. I had said this in the midst of that 20-minute video, but I had said a lot of other stuff about like my family and kind of how we handled the situation when my daughter was crying, not wanting to leave. And like I said, being like defensive towards my family, thinking like, oh, are they happy that, you know, this is a situation that I'm in? Like, do they notice that what they call a family curse is really just family tradition, and it's really just a cycle that needs to end, you know? I don't really care to have another family unless I have my own, where I could raise my kid and be there every single day. That's the only time I care to have another child, because I think it's really sad, this society we live in. And it's really sad to bring a child into this earth. It's pretty selfish when people just keep having kids and they can't even take care of one. But that's just my opinion on that matter. But so yeah, that was last Sunday, and I don't know, just love my kid and I miss her. Peace. Take it easy, master son. What's up, Eckhart? So I didn't show you guys, but I was at the library and they had a bunch of donated really cool bookmarks that were actually made by hand. Beautiful. Gotta be careful. I'm sure they're glued on, you know? But yeah, this one's obviously for me with the crayons on it. And I got one for Ella. There was no E. I guess either they didn't make it or they were already taken. There was a cool one that had like wood on it. It said A-E-I-O-U. I'm thinking now maybe I should have got that one. But it's okay. Peace. Fuck that dog. Scared the fuck out of me. He was over there peeking over the wall like he was a badass. Fuck that dog. Walking back from the library. The bus just passed me. I could have waited, but I wanted to save my stress level because I was going to ask him, hey, can I just get a courtesy ride? Which would have been like one stop away. And he just passed me now, and as I've been walking, I'm going to walk about less than a mile from when I seen him. But I'm going to go to the dry cleaner, see if the lady will sew this up for me. It's a very nice jacket. I just got to get it sewed up. So, excuse me. Yeah, but I walked back from the library. Decent walk, no biggie. It's not really hot. I might sweat when I slow down, but I'm not sweating now. Yeah. Hey, and a walk doesn't hurt a human being, you know? Even though I ran and walked probably like 10 miles away. Anyway, peace.